Hi everyone, and welcome back to another Speed Build Thursday video. So for this one, I have a few things to talk about, and I'm going to jump right into them, and yeah, so so the first thing I'm going to talk about is next week I actually have my finals for my classes, and I'm actually really nervous about them because, well, I mean, they're final exams, so I mean, I have the right to feel nervous. But yeah, no, it's weird because I'm always so used to having written portions for my final exams, and I actually found out that none of these exams will have a written portion. Basically, it's all going to be like multiple choice and true and false and things like that, and it's really different for me. I also hope it's going to work a little in my favor, mostly because written portions just never work well for me to begin with. But it's different because, well, I think I've already said why it's different. I just realized that. It's interesting to think that, you know, my whole final exam is just gonna be like multiple guess and true and false. And I mean, it does actually make sense. Like one of my professors, he says he has like over 800 students or something like that, which means that would be over 800 final exams to mark. And if there's a written portion, that would be a lot to go through. So it honestly makes sense as to why, you know, it's all true and false, because we have these like little like Scantron things, and you just feed it through the machine, and the machine, you know, will say what's right and what's wrong, and it's easier to just get the answer from that. But it's still different. And hi, cat. Okay, so you guys hear meowing, just let you know there's a cat in my room. But yeah, so apart from my upcoming exams, Christmas is coming up. At least it is for me. Not everyone celebrates it, and I understand that. Um, but I do celebrate Christmas, and I like giving presents to people. I like giving the presents to people. It puts a smile on their face. That's what I like about it. And so I think talked about this, or maybe I just mentioned it before. But for my dad, I'm actually making him a dragon egg, and it's a lot harder than I thought it would be, honestly, because there's a lot more to it than I thought there would be, and I don't know, I never really thought of this little project that I wanted to do. You know, it would take this long. Now, granted, if I was working on it, say, every day, I might be done it by now. Granted, I can't. I have problems as to why I can't work on them. Sorry. Try and get the cat out of my room. Okay. Okay, sorry that. But yeah, no, it's like, what happened at one point was the tags I had gotten, they had, these little, like, sticker things on top. And so I had to actually peel all the sticker things off so that I could paint it in the color I wanted. And that was annoying. That in itself took a day, just because of how tedious it was just trying to pull these sticker things off. And then what happened was, after I had pulled them all off, I painted them all, which again took a long time, because I would put on the layers of paint and it would have to dry, and I put on like 2 to 3 layers on for each one, and it was just annoying. Like the painting actually could only take me a day, but it's the sitting there bent over having to paint them, and it actually, you know, I get stiff after a while, so I have to take breaks and everything. And so I'm actually, I think, about a quarter of the way done my egg, maybe not even that. Very little is done on the egg, and I actually bought 2 packs of 200 tacks over the weekend, and I got about 300 maybe onto the little cereal box I'm using. I'm stabbing all of the, yeah, that's the other thing. I'm stabbing all of these tacks into a old cereal box so that I can paint them all. And just like sticking them all into the box. It's just like, pick it up, make sure it actually fits and everything, make sure they don't overlap. It's just, oh, it's a lot of fun. Oh, but I mean, it's gonna be worth it in the end if I can hopefully finish this before Christmas. Because the thing is that I want to finish it before I head home for the Christmas break. I am so sorry. I should have had a coffee before I started this. But yeah, so I want to finish this egg before I head home because, I don't want my dad to see me working on this egg. But it's like, there's so many things that, are stopping me from moving ahead. Like tomorrow I actually have to go out shopping for more paint. So it's like, yay, great, I have to get more paint to do the nails because I'm basically out of paint. Or the base coat anyway. The top coat that kind of gives like glimmer. I got about, I'd say about half a bottle. I'm looking at it right now. Oh yeah, I should state this. I'm using nail polish to paint them all, by the way. Every time I looked it up, it said to use nail polish. I don't know if it's just because it has a tiny brush when you get it, or for some reason nail polish sticks better to the tacks. I don't know, but that's what I'm using. And ow. I am actually more or less out of the red color I'm using for my egg. So I have to get more, and it's getting all gummy and everything. So it's just done. It's just done. But yeah, that's yeah. I honestly think I might have just briefly mentioned it previously because I don't remember going into depth about this egg. So yeah, if you guys want, I probably will post pictures on my Instagram. Link to that in the description below. Other than that, the only thing I have to say, and you guys might have noticed this, there is quite a few stuff I'm using here from Cats and Dogs, or maybe not a lot. Basically, I wanted to use the new roofs that we got with Cats and Dogs as no, the roofs came with an update, but we got the new the seats from Cats and Dogs, so I definitely wanted to use those, and I did, and I love them, and I'm just so happy that we have those now. The problem is that I don't really know how to use them anywhere else. And it's like, I've been trying to find new builds where it has sort of the, circle. I don't know how you would describe it. I think it's like 8 sides. I think that's the roof I use. I think it's the 8-sided roof I use for this. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how to use those again, and it's not easy to figure out. Because they all look the same. Like, they all look like the Round the Bend house, which I actually don't know if that's the name of the lot or if that's the name of the house. So if it's the name of the lot, then I never actually gave this house a proper name, which doesn't surprise me as I am sort of having a hard time figuring out names. That is something I'll bring up next week, actually. Something just hit me and I realized I'm just gonna bring it up next week instead. Alright, but I am going to end this video off here, guys. I hope you have all enjoyed it. If you have, please hit that like button, comment, and share. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and notification button. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!
just got rejected. R-E-J